The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Welcome to Aging Horizons. Today we're at the 48th Annual Governor's Conference on Aging, and today we're going to be speaking with Vicki Clear. She's the Montana Lifespan Respite Program Director for the Developmental Education Assistance Program. And we're going to be asking her all sorts of questions about respite, about the program, and about how and what we need to know about it as a community. So make sure that you stay tuned. We're going to ask her lots of questions, and you'll want to be a part of this.
I take care of my wife at home. When I found out training was available, I said, sign me up. It's made a huge difference.
When my husband was injured at work, it was life-altering. The class has taught me that it's okay to grieve, to ask for help, and to better cope as a caregiver.
My dad lives 4 hours away, and the Powerful Tools class has taught me that it's okay to ask for help. I highly recommend them.
To find out about this course for caregivers, go to respite.mt.gov.
It's amazing the difference a little training can make.
Seems like the power bills just get higher and higher every year. I'm on a fixed income and it just doesn't keep up. I hate to do it, but sometimes I have to choose between my meds and staying warm.
No one should ever have to choose between staying well and staying warm. If you need help paying your heating bills, call us today to find out if you qualify. Help is available for both homeowners and renters.
The cold gets into your bones and you can't get it out.
Are you sure you can see?
Yeah.
Are the headlights on?
Yes.
Do we need chains?
No.
Need to slow down?
You know, you're probably right.
Winterize your vehicle, then winterize your mind. Stay clear of snowplows until they pull over, and it's safe to pass. Drive safely and arrive alive.
The face of the American workforce is changing. People are healthier, living longer, and living better. Baby boomers are a valuable resource for the workplace of today and tomorrow. They're still active and eager to help. Experience, dedication, wisdom, these are just some of the significant assets older workers bring to the job. Age is an asset, experience a benefit.
Welcome to Aging Horizons, brought to you by the Department of Public Health and Human Services. I'm Katie Lovell, and I'll be your host today. Today we're speaking with Vicki Clear. She is the Montana Lifespan Respite Program Director for the Developmental Educational Assistance Program. Right, Vicki?
Correct.
Okay, I got it right. So, Vicki, what is respite?
Well, respite is just basically giving a break to someone who is responsible for caring for a loved one or a friend, relative, anyone. They take care of someone all the time and they just need a break.
Okay. And Vicki, I know that you're speaking today at the Governor's Conference. Can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be sharing with the people there?
Well, we're going to talk about our voucher program. It's statewide, and it's a program that will help folks pay for their respite, and it's for all ages from birth to death, and it covers a lot of different things that you can use as respite.
Okay.
Okay.
And can you explain the voucher program to me? Who's eligible? How do you get to be a part of it?
Well, you fill out an application, and if you're a caregiver, basically you qualify for the respite program. And then you can either choose someone you know, a friend, relative, that's over 18 and doesn't live with the person being cared for, or you can use an agency to come in and give you a break to relieve you from some of the duties that are yours as a caregiver.
Okay, and how does a caregiver know they need respite?
Well, that's good because a lot of people don't think they're caregivers,
Sure.
even though they're responsible for someone's care, and they do a lot of work, but they don't think of themselves as a caregiver. So once you realize that, then, or once you know you need a break, we actually did a video and a PSA that kind of explained to you what is a caregiver, why you're a caregiver, what is respite, and I think that explains a little bit of it.
Sure. And Vicki, what is the importance of being able to choose your own provider? Because I heard you say that that's an important part of the voucher program.
I think it is, because in Montana there are a lot of rural areas and not a lot of agencies. Some agencies don't go out into the country. So being able to choose someone that you're familiar with, you're comfortable with, that you know, you trust, is a huge, huge benefit to folks in especially those rural communities, but also in the bigger communities too, because you don't know everyone. So
Sure.
It's nice to be able to pick someone you know.
And the voucher programs provides the funds to be able to hire that.
It does.
Sure.
It's a limited amount of funds, but it's something, it's a start.
Sure.
So it gives people break that haven't had breaks for years. It's an awesome program.
Absolutely. And when you say break, does that have to be, oh, I have to have surgery, now I need a respite provider, or can it be anything?
It can be anything. It can be like maybe once a week you want to go have your hair done, or
Sure.
you know, maybe you want a weekend to go visit other relatives, or it can be, some people have taken like 4 days off to just get away and recoup, you know, just feel better. So it can be a variety of things. We're really flexible in what you use it for.
Sure. And is the voucher program, is that a statewide program, or have we only rolled it out in a few cities so far?
No, it's statewide, and I am the one that you send the applications to, and then I call you up and tell you, yes, you get this voucher, and explain to you how the program works, and then you turn in these reimbursements to me, and we send you a check back. And so it just helps the relief of having to pay for everything yourself, and or not being able to pay someone and you don't want to ask because you can't pay them.
Sure, absolutely. And Vicki, I know that there are probably lots of different situations that people come into your program. So how do people, can they email you? Do they call you?
I get a lot of different things. I get a lot of phone calls. Mostly I get phone calls.
Sure.
Or the applications just appear because an agency they work with has helped them fill it out or sent it or whatever. But I do talk to a lot of people on the phone, and it's one of my favorite times of the job, actually.
Getting to meet with caregivers, I'm sure.
It's great. They're just wonderful people.
And Vicki, how many caregivers are in Montana? Is this, you know, are we talking about 30 people, 100 people?
There's over 100,000 actually in the state of Montana. You know, really a young mother is a caregiver.
Sure.
So if we do serve, you know, young mothers that have 4 or 5 kids, they need a break too.
Yeah.
So we do, if that's an issue, that is also acceptable.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And are there ways that we can help people identify as caregivers? What does a caregiver, what does that mean?
Well, you know, if you're responsible for someone's personal needs, or for their transportation, or for making sure they take their meds, or fixing them their lunch, or helping them transfer, any of those things qualify as a caregiver.
Sure.
I mean, you're a caregiver.
Sure. Are there ways that people can become respite providers? Are there organizations that give training, things like that?
A lot of agencies do respite. Some of the home health agencies have providers that go out into the homes. We have some respite providers because we've had the lifespan respite program at DEEP for over 18 years. So we do that anyway. And there are some other people. You don't have to have any special training to do this respite for this voucher program. But you can use an agency if that's your choice.
Sure. And are there lists of agencies that people can they call DEEP and ask for a list of agencies in their area, or are there resources like that?
Well, they can, but if they actually go to the website, which is www.respite.mt.gov,
Okay.
there is a lifespan respite portion on there, and it says to get help, and then you can go and choose your county, and it gives you a list of places that provide respite.
What a great resource.
It's good.
And then that's updated pretty frequently.
It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so, Vicki, I hear that there's a video that we're going to show next. Can you tell me just a little bit about it?
Well, we did this video, and it turned out really, really good. We've had great comments, and it just talks about different families around the state of Montana and how they've used respite, how they came to realize they needed it, and it just shows their lives in their own community, so it shows Montana. It's a good video.
That's wonderful. Well, we have a lifespan respite video, and we're going to show it to you right after the break, so that's definitely something that you're going to want to stay around and watch for us. And then after the video, we'll be back speaking with Vicki. We've got more questions for her after the break, and we're not going to let her get off easy. So, Vicki, thank you so much for sharing such great information so far. So the video will be on right after the commercial, so make sure that you stay tuned and then come back with us after the video for more talking with Vicki.
I take care of my wife at home. When I found out training was available, I said, sign me up. It's made a huge difference.
When my husband was injured at work, it was life-altering. The class has taught me that it's okay to grieve, to ask for help, and to better cope as a caregiver.
My dad lives 4 hours away, and the Powerful Tools classes taught me that it's okay to ask for help. I highly recommend them.
To find out about this course for caregivers, go to respite.mt.gov.
It's amazing the difference a little training can make.
Questions about Medicare and other types of insurance? Contact the State Health Insurance Assistance Program office to get answers to questions like, what is the difference between Medicare and Medicaid? And how do you decide if you need Medicare supplemental insurance? This insurance counseling program is not a sales program. It is available to provide answers to your insurance questions. For more information, call the State Health Insurance Assistance Program office at 1-800-332-2272.
If the Aging Network in Montana was a restaurant, the sign out front would say, over 50 million meals served over the last 30 years. Since adequate nutrition is critical to health and quality of life, nutrition services are an important factor in keeping older Montanans healthy, independent, and living in their community and home. To find out more about senior nutrition programs in your area, call 1-800-551-3191.
Are you looking for a helping hand through the maze of human services, or for information on government programs and benefits that you may qualify for? The Information and Assistance Program provides information on all programs that meet our aging population's basic needs and programs that enhance their lives as well as the lives of their families or caregivers. If you have questions about Medicaid, Medicare, or other services and programs, please call 1-800-551-3191.
My son, Nathan, is 34 years old and was born with disabilities as a result of a virus I had during pregnancy. We've known since he was born that he had significant disabilities, and he's lived with us for the entire 34 years of his life. I think if we would have had to provide all of Nathan's care, Nathan probably wouldn't still be living at home. I don't think we would be able to do it without all the caring, compassionate respite providers we have. It's a lot to take care of him 24 hours a day. And because we have plenty of respite, we get a break as a couple, and that has probably saved our marriage.
All caregivers need a break from caregiving. And when we don't have caregivers that are healthy and can provide the care and that really are able to get breaks to keep them functional and free from stress, then everyone suffers. The Lifespan Respite Program is so important for Montana because Montana has over 130,000 caregivers providing care. That's 1 in 10 people. So lots of families are affected by the responsibility of caregiving.
I think sometimes just knowing that you're going to have a few hours to yourself, to do something for yourself, to be able to kind of just not think about anybody but yourself. I think that's the important part of respite, and having those good respite providers that you can just kind of walk away and say, okay, I know Nathan's being really well taken care of.
The respite care was beneficial to both my wife and I, and also to the people around me. I was a better person because I was more relaxed, had some of my own life. My wife benefited from the standpoint that she had someone else come into her life so that she wasn't constantly dealing with me, having me give her orders, tell her what to do, how to get dressed, and things like that. So I think both of us benefited from it.
The respite care that I receive in caring for Eugene is invaluable to me. It allows me to be able to go do shopping and run errands and get haircuts and have someone here with him. I don't have to worry about what's going on at home, or I don't have to worry about him. I can focus on myself for a few hours, and it makes my life easier because it gives me a break and an opportunity to just relax.
The economic benefit to Montanans in having caregivers provide care in homes and by family members is enormous. Over $28 million it would cost the state of Montana to provide this care. And people are with people that care about them in their own environments, and that's important for their well-being.
At first, when I was diagnosed, I had a sharp pain in one leg. Then it became more difficult to walk. I depended on a cane to walk. Then that didn't work as well anymore. I needed a mobility scooter. When I had difficulty getting on and off the mobility scooter, I knew I was in trouble. I think when you find yourself unable to do a lot of the things that you have done all your life, you need help. But I think the emphasis that I've seen the past few years especially on keeping people at home and keeping that independence as long as they can is a very significant thing.
Respite is really a good thing for me because I can get out of the house, I can go to the store, I can go get what I need, I can go get Larry's pills, I can do whatever, and then I get to talk to a woman other than just my husband, which is really nice. So I really like having them around. And they are sweet to me all the time.
There is a social benefit of caring for a loved one in their home versus an institutional setting. People like to be around their personal environment and their surroundings that they're used to. It's great for them to be around family and friends and get that interaction and social atmosphere. It's truly just really good for them to be engaged, and it's just a better quality of life.
When we realized that we had a child with autism that was going to have a lot of special needs, we were scared. We had confidence that we could do it because you just tell yourself you can. But yeah, we really thought that we were going to need some help, and we were in eastern Montana, so where are you going to get that in a rural area?
I started doing respite care in Bozeman while I was in college, and I was trying to move back to eastern Montana to be with my family, and I heard of a great organization called DEEP, which is the Developmental Educational Assistance Program. And I got hooked up with a family that lived in the same town as I did, and that was the Harrises. And I was magnetically pulled to them right away. I enjoy them, I adore them, and I started working with Ella, and it was an amazing year that I worked with her.
Getting help for Ella and getting the care that she needs for a child with autism has been life-changing. She received the Children's Autism Waiver, and from that we have received respite care. Receiving respite care for us has been having somebody to go to the fair with us, having somebody to come to soccer games so that Ella can play soccer, and I can watch our other daughter play soccer, and I know that she's safe. That's really been life-changing for us. We would not be able to do those things if we didn't have help from somebody else that's skilled specifically. You can't just hire a babysitter for that kind of stuff with a child with autism.
Kathy is so willing to work with us. If we get into a bind anytime, Kathy's there for us. Her name is the first name on our emergency contact list. I'm not sure she knows that or not, but we just know that anytime that Nathan's with Kathy, he's having way more fun than he would be having when he was here with us.
I've gotten out of this respite care with Nathan way more than he's gotten out of it, as far as I'm concerned. And I never dreamed that would ever happen. But it's made me a better person and made me more open to others.
What I have for outside help essentially is my older son, if he's home and he's not at college, and my HAB aide, who also happens to be my one respite provider. She's semi-retired. She has her own family, so coordinating with her is a lot of work. And at the same time, I don't know what I'd do without her. I need her in our lives. She's our second mother. And I can't help but think of her that way.
Our stress level in our home is pretty high.
on a consistent basis. When you have a child with autism, there's many variables involved. One is behavior, second is medical, third, they like to run and do their own thing, get out of the house, run away. And so the stress level is high, and we have to find ways to manage that stress. I am very fortunate in Helena, Montana that I can access students from Carroll College and train and hire them to work with my daughter, Mackenzie.
Well, I find this job very rewarding for me as a person because it just has taught me more life lessons than I think any lesson you can learn in school. It's life skills you can take and carry out throughout life and be a better person, motivation, and also just to be thankful for what I do have and what Mackenzie doesn't have. And it just teaches me to be more grounded in my morals and who I am as a person and how I treat other people.
For me, as a mother, to get a break every once in a while from Mary and the intensity of her needs, I can't even describe the feeling. It's relief, it's joy, peace, and it's also that for my other little children too, because they get a break from all of the stress. So to see, that they're happy too, and they get a break, that makes a mom happy.
Respite care is a very rewarding experience. Not only do you get to spend time with wonderful kids, but you get the joy of knowing that you helped a whole family. You get the rewards of helping other people as well as yourself enjoying the time that you get with them.
It is so important for Montanans to get a break from caregiving. Caregiving is a huge, constant responsibility, and we Montanans are a proud group. We often don't ask for help from others, but it is important to recognize that we all need help from that constant care. And when we stay healthy and safe, we're better able to provide care for the people that we're caring for.
It's really important to keep our caregivers healthy, because if they don't take care of themselves, who's going to take care of their loved one if they find themselves in a position where they can't?
I was satisfied that I had done as much as I possibly could, but I was also happy that I realized that I couldn't be a hero and I had to get some help.
Taking that plunge and doing it is what every family needs to do. Like my 5-year-old grandson misses him horribly when he's not there. Where's Nathan? Where's Nathan? So I just can't imagine Nathan not in our life at this point.
It went from survival to enjoying life and being able to be a mom again.
You need it because you emotionally will be devastated without it.
It's okay to need it, it's okay to want it, and it's okay to get it.
I had a terrible fall in December, and I put a hole in my wall. I hit it with my head, and it really, really scared me. The Stepping On program gave me confidence. We had a physical therapist come. He gave me specific exercises to strengthen my legs. I think that a lot of people in Montana need to take this program. We all think that we get to a certain age, you hit 60, and we expect to fall. You don't have to.
Providing long-term care for someone in need is a labor of love, but it is a labor. Time apart is healthy and necessary both for the caregiver and the person receiving care. It allows each a respite, time to relax and recharge. If you're a long-term caregiver, visit the new Lifespan Respite website. Financial assistance may be available. Respite for caregivers. It's okay to need it. It's okay to want it. It's okay to get it.
Welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm Katie and we're still here with Vicki Clear, and that was an amazing video, Vicki. I'm so glad that you brought that to share with us, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Vicki, this is amazing work. How did you get into it and why do you do what you do?
Well, actually, I started in the job. I got hired to do Lifespan Respite at Deep, and I have a child that has brittle bones and broke his first bone at 6 months, so I was a caregiver, and I had people come in and help me, but I had family and friends that did it. So it's really special to me, the caregiving, and it's just always been important to me.
Absolutely. Those were some amazing stories that we heard on the video. Do you have other favorite success stories, favorite moments in your job?
I have wonderful stories. I mean, one of the first stories I got was a single dad that was raising a child that had multiple diagnoses and had been kicked out of some daycares. I mean, just had a trouble finding someone to take her. And so when he got this program, he found someone that she felt comfortable with, and she did wonderfully. And so he took the time to go to the gym and train and did a marathon. Wow. And that's one of my favorite stories that from the very beginning.
That's really amazing. And you must have been able to help so many families.
Yeah, I think we've awarded 96 vouchers at this point.
Wow.
And we're looking to do a lot more this year, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Do people keep in touch with you? Do you hear stories year after year after year?
They do, and they call sometimes. A lady called me saying, I just wanted you to know how wonderful this was, and she was just breaking down in tears saying, you do not know what this meant to me. And it was in a message, and I keep that message on my phone actually and go back and listen to it every now and then. But that's the kind of thing. They call me just to tell me thank you or just to tell me how things are going, and I just love it.
That's wonderful. And so, Vicki, if you had one last message for people at home that you want them to know about respite, what would it be?
I think don't wait until it's too late to get the respite. Don't wait until you're too ill to take care of your loved one. Take a break. Always.
Okay.
I think that's important.
And Vicki, one more time, are there resources that we can really direct people to?
Our website's amazing. So definitely the website is really good. It's got good information for everyone, and there are places there that you can link to get more information.
Okay, that's wonderful. And there are resources in every community that people can, whether they live in Forsyth or Kalispell or Billings, there are resources.
There are, and if they have trouble finding them, I'm more than happy to help them, locate something that works for them.
And we're going to put your phone number up on the screen now, so I think people are really going to be calling you. So that's wonderful. Vicki, thank you for everything you've shared with us today. This has been a really wonderful discussion that we've been able to have, and I think that what you do has been so important for the state and for families all across Montana. And it's so important that people know that it's okay to want it, it's okay to need it, and it's okay to get it. I thought that was a really great tagline for that video.
It is, and it's really true.
That's wonderful. So thank you for tuning in for us today, for listening about Respite. And make sure that if this is something that you're thinking about in your community, that you reach out for help, that you reach out for resources. We've told you how, so join us next time.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.